Good evening, my friends. It's Thursday evenings, so it's not like usually on Friday. It will be posted Friday morning. I will be not able to do it on Saturday, so I thought I will switch the dates. Thank you so much for your questions, and please stay with me. If you like, give me a likes. And please write more comments, questions in the comment section, so I will be able to answer them for the next video. My girlfriend Cheryl asked me, because we were talking about, I went to visit her yesterday and we were talking about Gallows. I mentioned this on yesterday's video with Tracy, that it's bothering me. No one is talking about that subject. They are showing the gallows, but no one is saying who built that, where, if they have any links, because that's proof that it was premeditated, that they were making plans to go that direction. Such a odd feeling I always have that they are not talking about this. So we were talking, and when I came home, Cheryl right away sent me a question: is there a tape of Gallows meant for pens being delivered to the Capitol? There are cameras on the roads. Should be something there. Excuse me. And I saw a tornado. Who is new? I see a picture, so I saw a tornado. And it was like moving and landed in front of the Capitol. So I know that there were tornadoes we are always observing from a distance. It is something that is catching the attention on the sky, and it's not a small item. So they probably have the number of the truck that was delivered. There was pictures of people building it. So I think, and from a distance you can see tornado. It's symbol of danger and devastation, destruction. So it took for probably a few hours to prepare to build a wood, to screw it and to build that thing, some measurements, everything. So it was not the few seconds before the rally, it was premeditated. And so I think they are capable of finding those people. Maybe they are leaving this at the end of the trial. It's like a big dot on the end of the sentence, or exclamator even. So I believe that that will be the role of that Gallows. Always with new words I have to struggle for a moment. And I'm spreading the cards on the table. I think you can see it. And I will pull 3 cards to see more, because I just saw the tornado, but I want to know more. That was the leader's symbol of the leader. So they follow the leader. They hide, and they went on the quiet trip, but they push the others. They are in isolation, they are hiding probably, or maybe they are already in the prison, but there is, because that's isolation as well. That's about Alexei Navalny. I was going to talk about this yesterday with Tracy, somehow didn't work out, and he is removed from the prison that he is in and transported to from Petersburg prison to a new destination, which is far worse than the one he was in. I had the feeling that the guards were infatuated with him. They knew that they have a hero in Petersburg prison, and they were full of respect, full of love for him. So Putin removed him to a different prison, 140 miles away, closer to Siberia. He is more vulnerable there. They are trying to give him some kind of medications. I bet he's refusing. I bet he's on the hunger strike because he has no contact with his lawyers, with anyone from outside the world. And in those prisons, there is a very high number of people who are fighting with tuberculosis. So he is vulnerable, and we have to pray for his life, for his well-being. So I want to know more what's going on with Navalny. It's very hard to be a hero in Russia. I have to see. His family is fighting, wants to connect with him. Friends and family, they want to reunite with him, and they want to know what he is going. He needs a doctor. King of Love, that's for me, is always a doctor. And we have to believe that he has extreme strength to stand up. Not first time that he's on hunger strike. That's what I'm feeling. His energy is probably weaker than normal, but he will be strong, and he wants to stand up to Putin and the regime. Irene Liqueur, thank you, Irene. Do you think that Jared and Ivanka will leave and never talk to Trump again? And I saw a young lady in a convent. She probably doesn't talk to him because long time ago, when women were not happy in a marriage, divorce was never an option. Many years ago, centuries years ago, women were running to the convents from the abusive husbands or husband that they didn't love. And I have the feeling that she is running away somewhere where she is secluded and she's feeling safer, especially now when we know how she was testifying. Today was the third time. He is furious. It must be my way or highway, and she's not doing. She was witness of his cheating, my cheating card. And yes, she is waiting to maybe move away somewhere else or go on vacation because it's too much stress, and she is like Mike Pence's enemy. They are not, his people are not treating her probably with too much respect either. Okay. Mia G is wondering if by Macron to be the mediator, he is aiming for Nobel Prize. I said that was his probably goal, to negotiate between Putin and rest of the world. So it looks like, yes, he is probably aiming for that. His second time he went to Ukraine today with other 4 leaders of the European countries. So he is showing his leading role to be on side of Ukrainian, but as well he wants to have a good relationship with Putin, so it will give him the leverage to communicate with him, and what the cards will say. Okay, I can see the cards in the mirror, so don't think that I'm cheating. I just can see it in the monitor. Queen Russia. So he wants to control, to cooperate with Russia, but as well he wants to have a good harvest for himself. And yes, he's working really hard because it is important to him to have that dominant role in Europe. Before it was Angela Merkel that everyone was respecting. Position is empty, and Boris Johnson doesn't have the respect, so Macron is the one who is grabbing the position, and he wants to be the leader of European countries. Smart decision. Fiona Hay. Will the Republican ever be normal again and spoke true like Liz Cheney? Will Trump be incarcerated? And I heard a saying by Einstein, stupidity don't have the borders, stupidity doesn't have any limits. I think most of those people are in their own crazy zone that they are so angry even on Liz Cheney that she is against Trump, that I was watching and I thought, where those kind of people with that narrow mentality are living? You know, that they are angry at her that she's telling the truth. And they are apparently the most religious ones who are doing this. Go figure. But Einstein said there is no limits for stupidity, and we have to trust him. They will learn the truth. They will learn all the secrets, dirty secrets. Even Fox News, I switched today for a moment, and I know they are completely in different zone. They are not talking about this. They are not saying any words against Trump, about the committee January 6th. They are not talking about this. They are full. They are full. The cow can jump over the head, so they are, and that's the whole family, dysfunctional group of people who are believers that Junior Kennedy will come from the grave and lead them. Oh gosh, you know, as Einstein said. And it's not true, this is for entertainment only, it's not true that Trump wanted Mike Pence to be hung. He had that moment something in his mouth and he was saying to his mistress, hang my pants, and it was, someone was listening to the conversation and they thought he said hang Mike Pence. So that was my own digression. I'm sorry, but my stupidity might not know the borders as well. Ches Levy, I hope I'm reading this name correctly. 6-8 months ago, I asked you if January 6 hearings would be a big disappointment, just a Mueller report was. And you said not much would happen and we would be dissatisfied. Is the energy still the same? Will no arrest of Trump's be made? How about anyone else involved, including the Congress, Senate, and Supreme Court judges? Supreme Court judges, I know once I said that Justice Thomas will disappear. I remember. That was before his wife was even known to have some problems. So I said, like, poof, and he was not there. So maybe not all of the judges, but he might have to pay some price eventually. And Jeannie is eager to testify. So she thinks with her temperament she can mob everyone's on the floor, and she will get away with her being so well connected. And the answer is DOJ will start working and court dates will be coming. The charges will be made. So not that nothing will happen, but if the Republicans are not going to believe, that's very hard for anyone to face the truth. And they are so far feeling that they are protected by the angel of security symbol. I'm not thinking that the angels on their side. The hanging man. I think that Gallows will be the one thing that will prove that was premeditation, and attempt of killing vice president. That will be the big story. So I'm telling you that that's my feeling. Yes, America has to be safe, and they will be doing something that they will maybe connect so many other Republicans because of the truth, and don't know how many of them can feel that they can close their eyes, or they put the head in the sand and not talking about the truth, or thinking that they know better, that he was innocent, that the election was rigged, and paying him $250 million for him to cheat them. And it's okay. But most of them feels that way. I don't think so many will be thinking that. There are some. I heard today a woman on CNN that she was very disappointed that she felt cheated. So eventually some will start speaking their minds because they was the one who was burned. AV, thank you, AV. Will marry Garland, and thank you, everyone. It's not that, but sometimes I will say more to one person than everyone. Will marry Garland be one of the people responsible for the collapse of USA democracy? And I can't say that he will be. He don't have the courage that he used to have. When he was investigating Oklahoma, attack in Oklahoma building, government building, he was much younger, 20, 30 years, because it was so long ago. Age plays a role. I can tell you, I'm not as fast as I used to be. I don't have the same energy, so I know that every year we are kind of slowing down, and he is older than me. He's working very hard, but it is that what it is. We can't jump higher than our own bum. He can't jump any higher as well. He is trying to organize as well. Mueller was old school, old good guys, but slowky pokey. So it is. There will be some consequences because of his slow process. So I can't say that he will achieve as much as he's supposed to, but he will try to preserve the democracy. He will try to be even and balancing everything. So I'm not saying that he will be very successful. There will be a lot of people who will be disappointed with him and his lack of feeling powerful. So 3 cards for that. Oops. He is a judge. He is a strong individual. He will speak up. He will have the power. He will be doing his job. But he needs to lean on others. And, there will be someone who will be helping him with this process. We will probably learn that name of that young, vibrant guy who will be running all the show. We don't hear that yet, but there is someone who is probably his left hand, and he is doing, and I hope he's left-handed that he can, just kidding. Me and my always getting distracted with the jokes. Sylvia Gonzalez, thank you. How much longer we will be able to get out of this high inflation that everyone is going through? I'm just praying that we are not going to have even worse. If we can imagine that if China will go and attack Taiwan, Biden said that they will stand up on Taiwan's side. The relation will be broken, and there will be nothing to buy. Nothing. I said there will be no diapers, and now you don't have the pads for women, you don't have tampons already. So that's what I predicted a few months ago. It started to happen, but it's not related yet to China, when China will sabotage your country. I lived through that stage when we had embargo in Poland. Oh gosh, every day I wanted blinds in my windows. Every day for 6 months I had to go and sign my name on the line, and sometimes I had to stay and be the holder of that paper, and the next day I will have to come and give the paper to someone else. So that was the only way that we were holding our position for 6 months, because it's very hard when you don't have blinds in your windows, and to feel safe, you have to turn off the lights to undress. In the morning, you are crawling so no one can see you in your nightgown. A stupid thing, but everything from the funnel for the bottle to the potty for my son, I was going. Good that I was not working. I was able to go from store to store and every day checking if they have a potty or they have a sifter, because that was another thing that I needed. Funnel, it was easy to cut off the bottle upside down and it was okay. But I make my own funnel. But other things were so... It's not always you can make things on your own. So the prices maybe were not skyrocket, but in USA, if there will be shortage of something, I bet the prices will go crazy, and how you will be. And I don't want to give you the... But when I'm worried about something, I feel I have obligated to tell you. I'm sorry. It's not always that I can tell you everything will be great. Tomorrow will be sunny day because we had 3 days of rain, and probably tomorrow will be sunny day. But it will be so hard to deal with situation when you are not producing any lace, anything. Poland at least was in collaboration with countries like Czechoslovakia. All the socialistic country was helping us. But it was so hard. It was so hard when you have no access to the real world. And Russians are probably suffering right now, but then they have a good friend in China, and China is giving them what they need. So they are not suffering as much as maybe first few weeks. Biden will be probably in trouble because of that. He might not have a cure for healing the country. It will be about juggling with the money, and I said prices might go, and people will have to learn to make different decisions, building more companies in USA, so to produce your own product. They should start thinking about this right now, medication stuff and everything, even tampons. Tampons. So this is, yeah, you will feel like you are a slave in your own country because you wouldn't have the ability to get what you want. Not at all an easy task to feel that how come we don't have this, we don't have that. Okay, remedies. Maybe it's not a remedy, but I want to tell you, this is lily of the valley, beautiful flowers. They dry out since yesterday. I got them from Cheryl. She has plenty. I said, you can poison the whole red deer. She was laughing. This little thing is extremely poison to animals, to kids, because if they will eat those innocent looking flowers, apparently they have nasty taste, but sometimes kids and cats and dogs can eat them. So be very careful when you have them. So watch your children's or grandchildren's. Even if you will put them in the water, and the leaves are as poison as the flowers. Every part of the, probably roots as well, because I heard every part of the flower is very poisoning. When you will put them in the water and someone will drink the water, it is poisoning. The first are puking. The second thing is stomach problem, digestion problem, and then it can stop your heart. So be careful. I was joking yesterday with Cheryl because I remember it was wonderful love story, drama that I read as a young girl. Two sisters were one was very nice and beautiful, and Prince fell in love with her. He wants to marry her. So her nasty sister gave her this poison, and she killed her. And she told him that she left. They were living in a forest. It's a silly story, but I remember that, the poison of the lily of the valley. So sometimes when I have one card and when I see that, it's resonate with me, and I said, oh, be careful, because that person might feel like they want to harm you. Each part from the cards is usually telling me sometimes, not always that I see the same thing in the card, but sometimes in this card I will see the writing on it and carry the leader trophy. When you are doing so many readings as I do, cards are talking to you, and you have to just listen what the picture is telling you and feel free to interpret it. Okay, we have to pray for Navalny's health, Alexei Navalny, all the Ukrainians, because they are going through extreme hard time. Russians are gaining momentum and they are much stronger, so Biden is sending them $1 billion of equipment more. We have to send them the best energy, the strength, and ability to stop the Russians, to invade them. Maybe that will be the best way for us to be innocent in the war, to helping mentally. And We want to have a peace in the world, that Taiwan wouldn't be invaded by China, that China will think it's not worth it for me to lose all the customers, so maybe they wouldn't do it. That would be blessing in the sky. But they are shaking the you know, testing the waters right now. So hopefully they are just doing this and not going any further. One day they will do something stupid. I know that they want to push the button. Right now they are still fighting with the virus, so they don't want to jeopardize their own people. It's not easy time that we are living in. Stay safe, stay positive. I love you guys. And send a good energy to everyone. Bye-bye.